Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast.
Episode 100 of the Motocross Supercross podcast, coming to you live from Orlando, Florida. I'm Adam, here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
100 for real.
Been 100 episodes.
For real.
We started back in, January for the beginning of Supercross, so we're just singing right through these, trying to follow everything that's been happening. And yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Clink.
Clink, clink. But there's a lot happening right now with, the sport of motocross. Obviously, it's Shark Week, which has nothing to do with motocross. But we got Loretta starting, X Games finishing. We got this pro motocross series about to wrap up.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Pretty intense right there. Yeah, Loretta's, the future is about to happen this coming week. We're going to see who's doing good, who's doing bad.
The future stars of tomorrow.
Yeah, the future stars of tomorrow for sure. And we'll see. We'll see what this coming week's going to bring to us. And yeah, X Games are done. And then, there's exciting Lucas Oil Pro Motocross for sure.
Yeah, so did you see the pictures they posted of Loretta's? Like the track's all like overgrown and stuff. Like it looks like they just, after last year's National, they were just like, they fixed it up and they're just like, all right, we won't touch it again. Also, there's so much grass on it, bro. No one's even been on it at all. Looks like they haven't done any like tractor work at all. It's all grassed over.
I'm sure it's good to go now. I mean, everyone is driving up there pretty much now as we speak. So there's going to be lots of listening to us, hopefully. And I'm sure they have it all figured out now. I know they have like their pamphlets. They got the chest piece.
The bibs.
Yeah, they got the bibs with the names now. You can like customize it to with your name and stuff. It's not as, they got pretty smart with that. That's a good move right there.
That is a good move. Have you ever made it down there to the ranch? You ever go to any of those?
No, unfortunately, timing just hasn't been. But definitely want to. I know it's a lot of fun. And
yeah, your track was a pretty popular place for people training for Loretta's.
My track was a popular place for training in general, for everything. Nationals, Loretta's.
But Loretta's, you really saw people out there, and they were on that track for 30 minutes, like plus 2 laps or whatever. They really put in there. Like people get real serious about that training before Loretta's.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. I mean, there's nothing to really joke about. There's a lot of views. There's gonna be a lot of people watching you. There's going to be a lot of people, see what you got, man. And these kids, they want to show it. I know back in the day, we went to WW Ranch for one of the regional qualifiers. We saw a lot of prospects out there, and we hope they do well this week coming up. And yeah, I'm really stoked to see what they're going to bring to the table.
What's the date of Loretta's? They start on like the 31st or something. Is that right?
It starts July 30th to August 4th.
Crazy. Dude, I'm looking at the weather right now. The 30th is scattered thunderstorms. The 31st, scattered thunderstorms. And then the 1st and 2nd, partly cloudy. And then Friday, Saturday, more thunderstorms. So it looks like it's going to be a wet one. And yeah, there's always at least one wet day.
That's what I was going to say. There usually is one, isn't there? Yeah, there's usually a wet day. I remember your brother back in the day, he raced in the rain, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. We've had some good times down there, of course. But yeah, it definitely looks like more wet than usual this week. But one thing... Well, we've seen some really hot temperatures out there, too. So the highs are only like 80s, mid-80s. So might actually be a little bit cooler than previous years.
Nice.
So that could be a benefit to some of these riders.
Nice. A lot of riders came from this, from this event. A lot of the riders that we see out in the professional championships, they come from this, including your points leader, Eli Tomac. He raced this thing about 10 years ago.
Dude, everyone. They've all done it.
Yeah. Dean Wilson, Ricky Carmichael, Stewart, Dungy. Everybody pretty much raced this thing. Everybody comes from around the world to race this thing just to qualify and be seen, man. This is where it's at.
Yep, always good time there. So we'll have to do our best to try and keep up with what happens there. But there's so many riders, so many different races going on. And I know they live stream most of it, so yeah, we'll have to try and stay tuned, catch some of those races.
Definitely. I mean, we'll at least keep on the pro sport classes and some of the local boys and and some of the close friends that we still have around. We'll keep an eye on those.
Yep. So let's do a little flashback to X Games that just ended from Minneapolis in the US Bank Stadium. It was a pretty exciting event. We saw obviously some hilarious posts on Instagram. A couple of those was in the freestyle run. Harry Bink he didn't even go down. He just landed weird, popped his shoulder out of place, and Dr. Josh Sheehan came over and, helped him put it back in. And then there's that other video of B-HUD going down, and Josh Sheehan also helped him put it back in place. And
busy man that weekend.
So funny. And it's funny. It's even more funny because he's surrounded by like EMTs and stuff. They're just like trying to keep him calm. And then he walks over just like, oh, yeah, shoulders out. Well, just bend over and like gave him the steps and stuff. And you could just see it just pop back in.
Yeah. That was impressive. He was a busy man for sure for the FMX events.
And I don't know if that was a better video or all the people getting stuck in the elevator. This was kind of on people's stories that I was like following all night. I saw Twitch. He showed like a little, he was updating every one of him walking up the stairs. Like I think he was on like the 11th floor or something. He's like, we're on 5, here we are, we're on 8. And it just like, obviously took him forever to get up. But he's like, everyone we know right now is stuck in the elevator. And I was like, what?
Yeah, you were telling me about this story. That's pretty freaking funny, man. I can't believe that happened. But then you were like, you kept going with the story. And then you're like, yeah, there was a lot of people in the elevator. And I was like, well, that's probably why they got stuck.
So many people. Like, I think Diana Dahlgren was one of them in there because she like reposted a thing to her story. And I wish the videos were still around because they were just so funny.
Yeah.
And it just shows these firemen just there with their crowbars just ripping the door open. And as soon as it opens, it's just a flood of people just running out. Like they just got busted out of jail or something. Yeah. There's like people without shirts on and they're just like, it was so funny. Like Chloe Kim, a snowboarder, she was in there.
How long do you think you were in there for?
Dude, that's what I was going to say. They were in there for like over an hour, like an hour and a half. There was just so many people in there. Like, they couldn't even move at all. And then being stuck like that for an hour and a half, that is so crazy.
Yeah, well, there's a sign in there that says, max capacity or whatever. Don't exceed it. There's a reason for what,
Oh, yeah. There had to be at least 20 to 25 people. And another funny video was Bucky Lassick. He, like, posted video of there's, like, the fireman, like, trying to crowbar this thing open. And then in the elevator right next to it, there's, like, one lone guy, like, getting on the elevator. And he's just like, dude, you're brave, man. You're so brave.
Bucky Lassick is a funny dude, man. I remember him back in the day. And he was a funny dude.
Definitely a good Instagram account to follow right there. But it was I just thought that was so funny.
Another good Instagram account to follow is our Instagram account at MXSX
That's right.
Podcast. And another cool account to follow is our MXSX Podcast on Facebook.
That's right.
Where we're going to be giving away this 100% goggles, or pair of goggles, I should say, with the gold frame and the black, and straight up badass, man.
Yep, black frame with gold lens and black strap. Yeah. They're sick. I'm telling you, they're sick goggles. We obviously saw some people wearing these goggles in the X Games, and of course, like Plessinger and all these other winners are, they wear these goggles. So if you want to be like the pros, you want to look as fly as the pros, but you don't want to pay for some goggles, well, you know what? You got a chance to win some for free. So go to our Facebook page, Motocross Supercross Podcast. That's right. Should we run through some of these gold medal Moto X events? Yeah. There was 5 Moto events.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to talk about Axel Hodges on the quarter pipe, man. He definitely, I think I don't know if I asked you this on the air or if I asked you this in private. I don't know how they measure that height, like if they do like front wheel or back wheel or middle or whatever. But he was definitely a lot higher than 33 or 34 feet that he was talking about. They were talking about he was going over the 40. So, and he looked like
the little measuring stick went up to, it started at the top of the landing, and it looked like it went up to, or I think it might have started at the top of the takeoff ramp, which was 18 feet. But it went up to,
I want to say 35.
35. Yeah, 35.
Yeah, but he definitely went over that thing for sure. Like, if you look at the pictures or you look at the video or anything, he definitely went over that measuring stick or whatever you want to call it.
Well, he killed everybody. He got the gold medal.
Yeah.
His highest jump was 34.3, but yeah, like you said, it looked like he was going over that measuring stick. And I could have sworn the broadcast they said they were measuring it from the highest point on the bike. So in that case, you think it would be higher than that, but I guess not.
Yeah, he was definitely a lot higher than the measuring thing, man. He went really, really high. He definitely deserved it, though. So like, definitely congratulations to him in being the youngest, to win a gold medal in the FMX area, and he definitely deserved it for sure.
That's right, 21 years old. And he was followed by Colby Raha, who had 33.2. Actually, he started off at 29 and he went all the way up to 33, so he had a pretty big jump there. Axel Hodges started at 32 and went up to 34. So it looked like Colby, he was definitely going for it, but still came up a foot shy.
He was in the same position last year when he won it, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely won it last year. Axel was hurt, so he didn't get to compete. But Axel's had that, obviously the video of him hitting the half pipe, and so it seems like he definitely put more time in on the quarter pipe than probably everyone else combined.
Totally deserved it. Totally deserved it for sure. So congratulations to him.
And then third place was Tyler Behrman. He was 29.9 feet. One, his bike looks super dope. And two, he actually had a funny story getting to X Games because they were saying he was riding down the road with his bike in the back of his Mercedes Sprinter van, and a meat freezer fell off a truck in front of him. And then, of course, they hit it, and then they had to rent a U-Haul and finish the trip. So pretty crazy story for him.
That is insane, dude. That's awesome that he still made it, though.
Meat freezers, man, they can be deadly. Usually you store bodies in them, but when they fall out, they can create dead bodies.
You never know
too.
when one of them is going to jump at you.
Exactly. You just never know. That's like Final Destination type of move there.
And I think it's worse than a Final Destination thing because, you don't know that's going to happen to you. Like it's not really sticking out or anything. It's just kind of like, but.
If they were behind it and they saw it like wiggling a little bit or something, and there's like, no, there's no way that meat freezer is going to fall off the truck. And then boom. But yeah, good thing they weren't injured or the bike wasn't damaged, because his bike was the sickest, man. He had the sickest bike out of everyone. Those gold triple clamps and stuff. It just looks sick. He was blinging for sure.
Yeah.
Jared McNeil was also in that. Wasn't able to podium. Josh Hill, he got 7th out of 7th. Not on top of his game, but he's still there, Yeah,
he's got to make his appearance. Memorable mention right there, I guess.
Yeah. This is the Motocross Supercross podcast, so why not mention the alum, Josh Hill? So
yeah, he
16.8 feet. He was half. He did half of what Axel did. So
well, he did not look like he was enjoying himself, and I know they mentioned that he wasn't feeling the jump. And why risk it?
Dude, he looked fly though. Everyone looked fly. They all had the cool gear and stuff on. So I like that Fox gear. So it was just at the least he got his little Fox ad in there.
There you
Maybe
go.
got paid.
You gotta look good if you're not, if you're not doing good.
Some other events after that, they had the freestyle that night, and the big story was Tom Pages from France. He his first run went really crappy, and he didn't do tricks over a couple of the jumps and just got all in his head and mental and hit the wrong gear and stuff. But on that last run, man, he brought it. Did that double backflips and stuff. So he went from worst to first. So that was the big story there.
That's all you need, though. You need one good run to have a good points or a good score. And yeah, he did good. He threw a couple of good tricks and good extensions and yeah, I give it to him. France.
It's their year, man. They're feeling it this year. Something about 2018 in France. We're seeing the uprising.
Oui.
That's right. Jackson Strong and Rob Adelberg, they got silver and bronze medals, and both of them they were throwing front flips. Pretty crazy.
I know. And they were throwing front flips on a regular ramp. There was no modifications, there was no lip, there was no bump, there was nothing on these things, and they were throwing front flips. So
sketchy, man.
Super.
And they had to go so fast into it.
Super sketchy.
Yeah, the whole little track there, the way they crammed it in that arena and just the whole layout, it didn't flow at all. They had to like disappear like under the stands just to like get room, and they like lean their bike over and like turn it around.
And it wasn't even like they were disappearing. It was kind of like just like an alley, like a dead end alley. Like they were just like going in, turning around, and just coming back out type thing.
Yeah, just no space. You know, they didn't have enough space for these moto guys.
Well,
yet they had 3 quarter pipes on there. Just the layout was just crap.
Exactly. Like even, okay, let's say there was no space or whatever, even though it's a huge stadium. They could have done a better job. Like they do arena cross, RIP, tracks on little arenas, you know? Like, so
Yeah.
they could have done a better flowing setup for this FMX guy.
Yeah, or at least set up some kind of like artificial turn or something for them to just like, where they can actually like hit a berm and like still keep their speed and not have to come to a complete stop and like lean the bike over and throttle it around.
Yeah. Something that would not throw you off your rhythm, you know? Put a wall ride in there, you know? Something.
Yeah, we saw Adam Jones. He was throwing some pretty sick tricks, but he got last because he didn't have, you know, the double backflip or the front flip.
Yeah. That's crazy that moving to the best trick or whatever, there was people doing double backflips. There were people doing double backflips, no handers. There was people doing front flips. There was doing body varials, and these people were still in like not even top 3.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. We saw some really crazy tricks. Yeah, Jackson Strong won that one with a front flip no hander. It was like one of those quick little like take it off as quick as you can. Whoop. I did it. So sketchy looking though.
It was off. Do you see him? Okay, cool.
I loved it though. It was really cool. That's what it takes to win. You got to do the front flip or the double back flip. Almost, and they were landing them so perfect too. It was like they were getting really like critical with like the judges, whereas like not only were they doing these insane tricks, they were like landing them so perfect. And if you didn't land, you come up with like a tad bit short, it's like that cost you the medal and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 events, which Jared McNeil took gold home in, was the step up, which I told you I would bet all my money and everything I own that he would win the step up, and he did. 43 feet. Lieber Podmal got 41, and Colby Raha, another medal for him, 41. Robbie Renner was in it, but his highest was 38. He was out pretty quick. And yeah, Bryce Hudson, he got 5th.
What was McNeil's highest?
43.
Wow.
Yeah, it was insane. And he's just throwing the sickest whip over it. That's how he does it, man. His whip. That's the key to success right there.
I know. It's crazy how like a little guy can do so much of a whip in that bike.
Yep. Well, speaking of his whip, he won the gold for best whip too. So we saw some really sick whips. But one thing that was really lame were those stupid camera angles, man. They kept like, they like hit the jump and they're on like a side view and they got to like zoom in like when they're in the, like at the peak of their whip and then zoom out. It was like, we didn't really get a really good view to like compare them. Like I wish they would have done like a front view or a rear view and then like compared all of them like side by side so you can actually see who's going the most upside down, who's facing the most backwards. And yeah, a lot of different style whips. We saw Nate Adams on the Alta bike. He was just throwing like a Supercross whip. He finished last in that, but you know, he's still a legend, so he's got to go out there and ride.
Yeah, that's the only one, and that needs to be broken down like we talked about. You know, they need to do those 3 different ones. Like they should have like 3 runs, okay? One is going to be the 180. The other one's going to be the Supercross whip, and then the other one's going to be the most upside down or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
and that was Jared McNeil, man. He was completely like upside down. It looked insane.
Yeah.
And Axel, he was throwing him big too. He got the bronze. And Genki Watanabe, he got second.
Yeah, he fell during practice too in the quarter pipe.
It was like going down a slide though. It was like, because they said that landing for the quarter pipe was like 85 degrees steep. It was pretty much straight down.
Yeah.
And he just like landed on it he just like slid to the bottom. Ooh. Like, oh, I'm good.
That's good news.
Just one more thing on X Games. There's that 20-year-old German rider, Luke Ackermann. For his tricks, he was starting his runs with his feet on the seat, and then he hit the jump into a kiss of death backflip.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was a little sloppy, but it was a cool trick.
Oh, it was sketchy. It definitely was sketchy as hell. I was so scared for him. And it was like, for his rotation, it looked like he wasn't going to make it, but he did. So
yeah, he landed a little short, but he made it.
So good for him, but not able to get a medal this year. But, you know, he's young, so he can come back. Yeah, I mean, we got that finishing up. As I said at the beginning, Shark Week has started. I don't know if you watch any of the Shark Week, but the whole time I'm watching it, they're talking about how, like, it's not the sharks' fault, like they bite people and stuff.
Of
like
course
it's
not.
It's like the people's fault, and it's so funny. Yet they're in like all these huge cages and stuff. But what do you think is more dangerous, racing dirt bikes or swimming with sharks?
Racing dirt bikes.
Yeah, 100%,
yeah,
right?
For sure. There's no
like it's not even a
question about that.
Yeah, because they show all these people and try and make it so extreme, and I'm just like, man, it's not that extreme. Though it is sketchy whenever the great white sharks just start circling you and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not messing with them, they're not going to mess with you, man. If you're messing with a dirt bike, this thing is going to kick you up. So, yeah.
That's what they all say. So yeah, we're going into Washougal this weekend for the Motocross series, and you know, weather looks pretty good. As of now, it is going to be a little hot, high at 95 degrees, low at 64, but sunny, 0% chance of rain. So it looks like another great racing day at Washougal. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, we're wrapping down to these points, man, and in these 450s, it's still pretty close.
Yeah.
Although,
the 250s, you know, like we talked about in our last podcast for the 250 recap, it looks like, you know, Aaron Plessinger might just run away with it unless he like gets hurt or something, but he has a pretty comfortable lead over Martin, and that's about it. But in the 450, it's still anyone's game, man. We only have Tomac with 7 points on top of Marvin.
Musquin, yeah.
And then there's still 3 guys battling for that third place position. Even Baggett.
Even Blake Baggett, so he might not end 4th. There's still a chance.
He might change his number.
He is 18 points behind Roxon. That's right. Actually, he's in 5th right now in the points. Roxon's in 4th. Barsha's in 3rd. So Barsha had a terrible weekend last week.
Exactly.
You know, they didn't really even show him on TV at all. He was so buried in the pack.
For real,
so.
You're right. They didn't even show him on TV. You're right.
And one thing that's cool is Justin Hill already worked his way up to top 10 in the points. He's sitting 9th. And yeah, he didn't start racing until High Point. So
yeah,
good for him. He's got a long way to go to reach Nicoletti, who's in 8th, like 80 points or so. So, but yeah, still cool. He was able to catch up. And yeah, as we mentioned, Anderson still sitting 14 in the points after running the first.
And he might finish top 10.
Yeah, he comes back and puts in. Actually, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it could happen for sure. Depends how soon he comes back. But who is that? Henry Miller sitting in 13th. He's got his 75 points. Had obviously one of his better weekends at Spring Creek.
Yeah, I know Anderson is supposed to be coming back either for Unadilla or Butts Creek, so he can make up some points right there. If he's been riding or whatever, he can still put a little battle up front. You know, he's definitely one of those guys up there. So. He can be a big spoiler.
That's right. Well, is there anything else we should add to this episode?
Well, I just want to thank everyone for putting up with us for 100th episodes now. Definitely thank you guys. We couldn't do it without you. Also, don't forget Facebook, Motocross Supercross Podcast, 100% Ride Goggles, man. That's all you need to know. And check us out on our Instagram, and that's it, man. Thank you.
That's
so
right.
much.
And Jared McNeil had a pretty epic rant on his Instagram. Go check it out.